Hey, my name is Brent.
And I'm Nicole.
Welcome to Cloudy with the Chance of Meeples, a time where we chat about board games. And today we are doing something special, something we've actually never done. Never.
I know, it's crazy.
We're going to make a list of our favorite 25 games.
Yep.
100 is too big of a list, and we got married on the 25th, so we settled at 25.
It's a good number.
It's a good number. And it's the number date of Christmas, which we like.
Sure.
And that's it. But anyways, we are going to count down our favorite 25 games. We're going to do it in 5 segments. Today we'll be doing 25 to 21. I have no idea what's on Nicole's list. Well, no,
Probably
okay.
have some idea.
Okay, I have some idea. We play games together a lot, so I know what her favorites are, but maybe I don't know her ranking. And chances are there'll be a bunch of crossovers in this list because we like some of the same games. But looking at my 5, don't be peeking.
I'm not.
Okay, good. She's not peeking. So,
Yes, I am. Just kidding.
are you ready?
No. Yeah, I'm ready.
You ready? Okay, I'm ready. Let's kick this off with number 25. But first, cue the thunder. Kicking off the list, number 25. This is a game I got a number of years ago, and I got the deluxe edition of this game. And at the time, it had like amazing components. And to be fair, the components are still amazing, like fantastic, great artwork. And it had all these like wooden bits and a really ridiculously oversized first player marker. And this is a stock manipulation game set in the land of Astoria, and it is Raccoon Tycoon. Man, I love Raccoon Tycoon. My game group loves Raccoon Tycoon. Nicole does not like Raccoon Tycoon.
No, but I do like Cordelia Snow Mittens.
Yes,
and all the little characters.
Yes,
They're really cute.
Which is actually really cool. I remember back, totally tangent on Cordelia Snow Mittens, did like bedtime stories with our kids, and I would use some of the names of the Raccoon Tycoon like animals in these, and they had no idea until just a few months ago. But anyways, stock commodity manipulation. You know, you're either producing goods, driving the price up, you're selling those goods, you're using that money then to buy buildings that'll get you endgame scoring, that'll also get you, added bonuses or different ways that you special abilities, and then use also your resources for getting towns and using your money for railroads and auctions. And man, I've seen this so many times in this game where there's just like 2 players just going back and forth in the auction, and then someone just like is just driving the price up, and you don't know if they're actually in it to win it or if they're just trying to like run you dry of money. And I've had so many fun like stand-up moments in this game of just hilarity. Of people laughing at pretty much each other because they made them spend too much money for something that they didn't truly want. So I don't know. Raccoon Tycoon components in this game in the deluxe edition is fantastic, and even the retail is decent. It's all cardboard and stuff, but Raccoon Tycoon 25, fantastic.
All right. My number 25 is a game that we got quite a few years ago as well.
Okay.
We have played it a lot. We've taught it to a lot of people. Our kids love this game. And this is Detective Club.
Detective Club.
Yeah, it's a good one. So you're bluffing. You're trying to convince other people that, you're not the one who doesn't know what the word is. There's beautiful, crazy artwork. There's nothing else quite like it. Like, I know it's often compared to Dixit, right?
Yeah.
We have Dixit too, which is great.
Which I like Detective Club way more than Dixit.
Yeah, and that's why this is on my list instead of Dixit. So, spoiler. No Dixit on my list. But this game is just, I just love the way it plays out, and everyone that we've taught it to just seems to also enjoy it. It's always a good laugh.
I find that everybody's laughing at me all the time because
Well,
I just can't help but laugh when
yeah.
I'm explaining my
Yeah.
word. I know my
I
card.
know.
I
It's
know
like,
the
even
word.
if you know the word, you're still laughing because it's just so ridiculous.
Well, because
but-
sometimes you know the word and you're like, I don't have a card to play.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah.
good pick.
So, yeah, Detective Club number 25.
So my number 24 is an older game. It's actually a game from Richard Garfield. It's a game, shout out to Dan King, Game Boy Geek. I actually saw this game on the shelf at a local game store, and I was like, I wonder what this is. And this is kind of like right at the start of when we kind of got into the board gaming hobby pretty heavily. And so I went and I looked at up for a review, and there was Dan King's, and I was like, man, that guy sold me on that game. So this is a drafting game, and this is Treasure Hunter. Richard Garfield drafting game. It's kind of underrated per se. I get it. There's, every round you're drafting cards to send adventurers out to get different treasures, while you're also trying to collect, guard dogs because there's goblins who are going to steal from you, and then there's some special abilities, and there's just straight up money, and you're just drafting much like Sushi Go. And there's 5 rounds, and yes, it could sometimes get a little bit repetitive, but I love rounds where, if you have the most of an adventure, you get the worst prize, and if you have the lowest value of the same color adventure, you get the best prize. And I love that because it's not always like, oh, I want to get the most of something to get the best prize. No, sometimes it's opposite, and sometimes it's like, man, I don't want either of them. So then you're passing those blue adventures around because you don't want to get stuck with them.
But someone's going to.
And someone's going to, and that's what just brings the fun and the craziness into this game. And I guess we have all the content, which isn't all that much, but we got some of the special goblins. And when the giant goblin comes out, the brute goblin, everybody's grabbing dog cards, and there's not enough. And just, I don't know. I've had so many good memories playing Treasure Hunter. 3 is like a really tense player count because someone's going to get the highest and someone's going to get the lowest, but someone's going to be in the middle every time.
Yeah, and that's usually me in a 3-player game.
That is true. And then when you bring in more people, you have a lower chance of getting some of those treasures and stuff. But overall, man, I love Treasure Hunter, and I wish there would be more content for Treasure Hunter. I don't think that's in the works, but it's good. Yeah. My number 24, Treasure Hunter.
Cool, good pick. My number 24 is a game that I believe you bought me for, maybe it was my birthday or Christmas. I can't quite remember, but a few years ago. And I believe it's out of print now, but it's still a game that I really enjoy. It doesn't get out all that often, but when I think about it, I'm like, yeah, I love that game. And it is Chai.
Yes. Making tea.
So yeah, you're making tea, you're fulfilling these orders. There's a little bit of set collection in there, I guess. Those great acrylic tiles. Great artwork. Like, it's just a solid, really fun game, especially if you love tea. I love tea, and for me that game just brings this atmosphere of just relaxation and chilling and just fun. Like, it's just fun.
Yeah,
so.
And I like the whole market where, it's kind of like that puzzle within the puzzle, and you want to get the biggest bang for your buck. And yeah, you said the components, the acrylic tiles, and the little cups that you're putting all your components in.
So good, so well done. Yeah.
So
Steeped Games.
So
right? That's what it is.
Yeah, Steeped Games. Yeah, I don't know if it's in print or what's going on with Steeped Games in general, but I do enjoy Chai as well.
They did a good job with that game, yeah, for sure.
So you're 24?
So my 24 is Chai.
Moving on, number 23. This is not a new game, which I guess there's a little bit of a theme going on right here. But this is another game that kind of got us back into the hobby. A number of years ago, this is... Yeah, I remember getting this game. It was a joint birthday gift for you and I. The worst thing about it is it comes in a tin, and this is a cooperative game, which I'm not necessarily a fan overall of cooperative games, but there's just something about it. It's got a special spot in my my list, in my heart, and that is Forbidden Island.
Nice.
It's like the pandemic's little baby brother.
Yep.
One could
Yep.
say that. Of course, they have Forbidden Desert and Forbidden
And I like
Sky.
the Forbidden series better than Pandemic, but anyway,
Yeah,
that's
well,
just me. We're probably the only ones.
I don't know. Well, Forbidden Desert we liked, but
was
not
fine.
really. Forbidden
But Forbidden
Sky
Island is good.
Jungle have
It's
it.
good.
Nah. But Forbidden Island, man, this game is fantastic. This is like a pretty simple family co-op game where you're looking at an island from the top down. You're trying to, go around this island, collect different artifacts. You got to get 4 of these artifacts, which are amazing. The little figurines and stuff like that, they're amazing. And all while, trying to make sure the island doesn't sink. And then you got to get everybody back on the helicopter pad, Fool's Landing, and use a helicopter card to get off. And we've had so many like tight games in this. We've had
2
games
tiles left.
Yeah, legitimately Fool's Landing and one other, and we were able to get off.
Somehow.
And we just recently played. I don't know what we were thinking. We legitimately lost on the 3rd turn because we brain lapsed or something. But you can make it more challenging by starting at a different difficulty level, and then there's different ways you can lay out the tiles and whatnot. But man, it's just a great family co-op game that lasts like 30 minutes.
Yep.
Brings some tension, brings out the alpha player in everybody. Her, not me.
Hey.
Yeah, that's a lie. It's all
No.
But yeah, my number 23, Forbidden Island.
All right, good one. Good one. My number 23 is a game that we've had for many years.
Racco.
Nope.
Just
not
kidding.
Racco. We don't even own Racco. It is a game that I'm sure will be on your list somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a deck builder.
Okay.
It involves our very favorite sport of all time.
Okay.
And that is Baseball Highlights 2045. What a fun little kind of cat and mouse, not really, but competitive game that actually gives you that experience of playing ball. Like it's really good. It involves some deck building, which we love. We both love deck building, I would say. Yeah, and it's just a fun little game. It's a really neat idea. Really creative. Cool artwork, kind of like cool robots and
futuristic
cyborgs and different and then it's cool that they use, like baseball players' names and mixes of them, and it's just kind of quirky and fun. So, yeah, my number 23 is Baseball Highlights 2045.
On to number 22. This game is actually a new game. It was actually a game that I loved a lot from 2023. This is a small card game that I've taught to a whole bunch of people. Play it at work, on lunch, play it, Sunday afternoon, relaxing. This is Romy Rammy, a small little card game, as mentioned, that's similar to like Rummy. That's I just love Romy Rammy so much. It was my favorite game of 2023. And there's just something about the simplistic, just picking up cards for set collection to get bonuses, and then a little bit of watching your opponents, what they have to get those end game scoring. And it just reminds me of yesteryear when growing up, I played a bunch of Phase 10 with my family. Not that I think Phase 10 is that good of a game.
No, but it does give that vibe.
It does give that vibe. It's like, collecting like 3 of a kind and 2 of a kind, like a full house, or, a run of 5, or, 5 of the same and a pair, 2 of a kind and things like that. So it has similar things that many people know from Rummy.
Yeah.
And I will say, if I would play Phase 10, I'd play it that you can do any phase at any time. You don't have to be limited to whichever phase. But anyways, so Romy Rammy, I don't know. I love the aesthetic of it. It's just less is more artwork. It just looks like a classic game, and it's got this kind of classic feel.
Very simple, yeah.
And you can play this game, but just relaxing. And sometimes that's what I want to do. I just want to play a game and visit with the people around the table and just, chit chat and not think too hard in a game. And Romy Ramy does just that. So my number 22, I love this game. Romy Ramy.
Cool. Okay, my number 22 is another old, it's definitely not a new game.
Battleship. No.
Nope, not Battleship.
Missed it by that much.
This one is a racing game. It is a deck building game, and it has a very, very nice playmat with it. And some upgraded components that we have.
Yeah.
So this is Extraordinary Adventure Pirates.
Yes.
Which is a really fun game. I mean, I feel like we've taught this to people that don't game at all.
Yeah.
And it's that simple.
It really
but
is.
It can be very gamerish. Like at the same time, you can make it as complex or as deep as you want. Trying to figure out, okay, what's the best strategy here? Like, what do you want to go for? Do you want to try to get rid of all your lubbers, or do you want to, move up one track and forget about the other two? Or like, there's so many different ways you can play. And I don't win this game very often or ever, but I still have fun. It's a really, really fun game.
Yeah, I
love that race to the end. It's just so crazy, and you think you're ahead, and then someone just comes out ahead of you right at the end. Like
I like it. I like it that they have, like you said, you can make it as light as you want because they have a variant that has just kind of more family oriented with some of the cards that you can build your deck with. That's a little bit, they're a little easier to understand, and some of them have like more special powers. So then you can shuffle those in, or you just take them out. Because when we play with our kids, we don't play with those advanced cards. And not to say that they're super advanced, and then you can play with the pirates that you can double treasures, or you can steal other people's pirates that they can't double up. And so
it's really fun. I love that game.
We played that game a boatload. No
piratey, no pun intended.
No piratey jokes intended.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
All right. Yes. So my number 22 is Pirates.
Okay, so rounding out this first list, number 21. This is, I will openly say right now, it's a crossover with one of the games that you mentioned already, and there was only 4. But it is a game all about deck building and our favorite sport, and it is Baseball Highlights 2045.
I knew it would be on your list somewhere.
I remember playing this actually solo in the hospital when you were recovering after our first child. I took this thing to the hospital, played it solo. I love Baseball Highlights 2045. I'm a big baseball fan, as you can see with my duck hat. Savannah Bananas. But baseball, to me, translates the best into a board game because it's just there's so much like tactical cat and mouse. You know what I mean? And in this one, it's like, oh, you're taking lots of naturals. Oh, well, you know what? I'm going to take a lot of cyborgs. Or, oh, you're taking robots. Well, I'm just going to take a lot of naturals. Whatever the case is, and you're building your deck, and the thematic aspect of it in deck building, you're typically getting rid of your weaker cards, or you're trying to cull your deck. And in this one, your weaker cards, you're culling your deck and you're sending them to the minors. Like, it's not just, you're dumping them off somewhere and you're discarding them.
So
you're sending them to the minors. And then it has the whole chess match of, I have 5 cards. I'm going to put one on on deck.
Right. Yep.
For a pinch hitter.
I never do that.
And then you're like, you're looking at your opponent like, hey, they put one in there on deck. Did they put one of their cards that they just bought? So then I have to think about that, or what card is actually on there, and then you can have that like clutch hit, and it just feels like baseball.
It does.
And then, like you said, you got like real name players that they're like mashing those 2 names together.
It's cool.
And so Baseball Highlights 2045, absolutely love this game. It's my number 21.
What a great choice.
Yeah
Okay, my number 21 is a classic.
Classic.
I believe this is the game that came out with the meeple, and it is Carcassonne.
It is the one that came out with the meeple.
Is it for sure?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it is.
Yeah, so I don't know. This is just a classic tile placement. I mean, I love tile placement games or tile laying games. You're building your little cities and your rivers and your roads and your farms and all the things, and it's just really cool. And I find it to be like, we've been playing it more lately because we got the 20th anniversary one, and we've been playing with the kids and stuff now because they're interested in it. And it's just chill and fun, and you can play as hard or as easy as you want. It's just a really relaxing game. I love it. I love just flip over the tile, figure out where you want to put it, place your meeple, don't place your meeple, whatever, right? And it just brings back memories. We played this a lot when we were living in Mexico City way back. It's just good fun. Carcassonne, number 21.
And I will say this, Carcassonne, you say it's chill, it is, but you can be super mean in this game.
Oh, you can.
You can be incredibly mean.
I guess we just don't often play that way, but you definitely could.
You can put that tile, someone's building a city, and be like, I'm just going to put this one right there, and you will never finish your city. Like, you can be super, super cutthroat.
But I feel like when we play this, even as a family or just you and I, like, we just kind of do our own thing.
Well, yeah.
For the most part. I mean, there is some interaction, but...
Yeah, there is interaction, but...
And I kind of like that. Like, I like just, okay, I'm just gonna, build my city.
I always try to get the longest road. No one stops me.
But, yeah,
I got like 20 points one time. No one stopped my road. I don't know why.
It's so satisfying finishing, like, a big city, and you get all those points, and it's just, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
So, Carcassonne, number 21.
So, that is our... start of this list, 25 to 21, our favorite games. And so we will continue on this journey to number 1. If you follow the channel, chances are you know what number 1 is, but do you know what number 2 to 20 are? Well, stick with us and you will find out. Until next time, my name is Brent.
And I'm Nicole.
Grab your umbrella. The forecast is cloudy with a chance of meeples.